can you actually earn, like, real money or valuable assets just by playing video games? It sounds pretty wild, right?
It does, like something you dream about. But yeah, the sources you sent over, they dive right into this.
They really do. And they show it's not just a dream anymore. It's actually happening for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's fascinating seeing these different models pop up.
Definitely. So we've got this stack of material here looking at what these platforms are, how they work, the nuts and bolts.
That's some key examples, too.
Exactly. So our plan is to really unpack this, look at what the sources say, and pull out the most important things for you to understand about earning from games today. Let's get into it.
Okay, so the main concept that keeps coming up in the sources is play to earn, P2E, they call it.
Right, PQE.
Yeah, and basically these are game platforms where the time you spend playing your effort, it can translate into real-world value, often crypto or NFTs.
And the material confirms these aren't just theoretical. Like, they have real users.
Oh yeah, recognized platforms, active communities, real money moving around. It's definitely a thing.
Okay, that's the first big takeaway then. P2E is real, people are using it, value is being exchanged. So, based on these sources, how does it actually work? Like, the tech behind it?
Well, fundamentally, it leans heavily on blockchain technology. Sources really emphasize this. It's what enables true ownership of in-game stuff.
True ownership. How's that different from, like, regular games?
Good question. In traditional games, you mostly just have a license, right? The company owns the items, the characters. But with blockchain, you can genuinely own these things as NFTs, non-fungible tokens.
Ah, NFTs, those unique digital assets.
Exactly. Think of it like a digital deed or certificate for, say, a rare sword or a specific character you have, and the rewards you earn, they're either these NFTs or cryptocurrencies, which you can actually trade on exchanges for, regular money.
Okay, so blockchain is the key for that ownership piece.
Yeah.
And you're earning crypto or unique items you actually own. How do people usually get started with these?
Typically, you'll need a compatible crypto wallet. That's for managing your assets and connecting to the game, usually.
Makes sense.
And the sources also point out it's not always free to jump in. Many games might require an initial investment. Maybe buying your first character NFT or some of the game's own crypto token to get started.
Right, like startup costs for a digital venture, almost.
Sort of, yeah.
The sources gave some really interesting examples. Axie Infinity came up a lot. Seems like a big one.
Definitely. Axie is often highlighted as like an early major player. Players collect and battle these digital creatures, Axies.
Okay.
And by winning or breeding and selling Axies, they earn specific crypto tokens. SLP and AXS are the ones mentioned. And the key thing the sources stress is that these tokens have real market value. People trade them, convert them into actual income.
Wow. Earning actual tokens with value from battling digital pets. The sources also mention virtual worlds, like the Sandbox and Decentraland. They seem a bit different.
They are, but still fit the P2E model. In worlds like the Sandbox or Decentraland, earning is often tied to digital land, which you own as an NFT or creating things.
Like digital real estate.
Exactly. You can develop your land, build experiences, create digital fashion or art, and then, potentially charge access, sell your creations as NFTs, host events. The sources show various ways people generate income there.
It really is like building a mini economy online. What about card games? I saw Gods Unchained and Splinterlands mentioned.
Yeah, those are interesting examples too. Gods Unchained is a trading card game where the cards themselves are NFTs, so you truly own your deck.
You can sell valuable cards you find.
Precisely. Win matches, get new cards, sell rares or duplicates on the open market. Splinterlands is another one highlighted, a collectible card game also rewarding players with crypto for playing and trading.
And there were a few others mentioned briefly, just showing the breadth.
Right. Names like Raven Quest, Off the Grid, Blast Royale popped up, just indicating this P2E concept is spreading across different game types.
Okay, so that covers that P2E model, blockchain, NFTs, owning assets, earning crypto. But the sources also talked about another way people earn, something about skill-based platforms.
Yes, that was an important distinction the sources made. Platforms like Ease Games or those popular apps in India like MPL, Dream11, Paytm First Games, they work differently.
How so?
It's less about owning blockchain assets. It's more about, skill. You compete against other real players in games, puzzles, card games, fantasy sports, that kind of thing. And you win actual cash prizes based on how well you do.
Ah, okay, so it's direct competition for cash based on skill rather than building up and trading crypto assets.
Exactly. So the sources lay out these two main avenues, really. Earning through owning digital assets via blockchain and PDE, or earning through direct skill-based competition for cash prizes.
Got it.
And what's really, I think, kind of revolutionary about that PDE model is that concept of true digital ownership we talked about. These aren't just points locked in a game, they're assets on a blockchain under your control. It feels like a pretty fundamental shift, building real digital property within these game worlds.
Yeah, that ownership part feels significant. So pulling it all together from the sources, it's clear that earning real value from games isn't just a future idea, it's happening now through these different paths.
Definitely gaining traction and complexity too.
So here's something to chew on based purely on what these sources suggest. If digital assets in these games can be genuinely owned and traded, kind of like physical property or, currency, what does that really mean for the future? If playing a game can become a legitimate source of income, maybe even someone's main job, how might that change how we think about earning or working down the line? This is a pretty big question to consider.